Hollywood Scoopy story. Who do the murderers want to kill? Hi, my name is Abby, and this is my story. I lost my page, people. I'm going to start over again. Chapter 1. It was 31st October, aka Halloween. My mom woke me up that morning. Honey, wake up. It's your favorite day of the year. It's Halloween, my mom said. Mom, just 5 more minutes, I said. But honey, you gotta get ready. And plus, you need to help me decorate the house and the yard. And we need to choose you a nice and spooky costume for trick or treating, my mom said. Trick or treating, Mom? I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm not gonna go trick or treating. I said, go out of bed and left that room. Trick or treat. I was so pissed at my mom that morning. I ate my breakfast really fast. And I got to school. Hey, Holly, I was so pissed in the morning. I ate my breakfast really fast and I got to school. While I was on my way to school, a red car almost hit me. That was dressed in the Halloween costumes. I met with my friends while we were eating our lunch in the canteen. One of my friends suggested that we should go trick or treating. You just sound like my mother, I said. Well, the mom is cool, my friend Charlene said. Please come trick or treating with us. It will be funny, my friend Millie said. All right, I will think about it. I said and started eating my lunch. When I got home from school, I saw my mom sitting in the garden. She looked a little sad. I went to talk to her. I wanted to cheer her up, so I told her that I would go to it. She got so excited and asked, "Did you choose a costume?" No, but something is telling me like you already have. I said, and we both started to laugh. Now come on, this garden. It's not garden decorate my itself. I said we started working. But the time we finished, it was already dark. But I gotta say, the garden looked pretty nice after that. I got into my costume and then I went to meet my friends. While I was on my way, I saw the scary looking guy. He had blood all over him. He also had a huge kitchen knife in his hand. I didn't make a big deal out of it because I thought it was just dressed for Halloween. But little did I know I was stepping into my biggest nightmare of thinking that, but you will have to wait for the part a little longer. I finally meet my friends. They all look joyous in a wicked and spooky way, of course. We started trick or treating by 10 p.m. We done with all the houses, except for one. The house was huge, and it looked old and kind of spooky, scary, like in the horror movies. We were kind of scared too, but we still decided to knock on the door. When I knocked on the door opened by itself. Maybe we should go inside, I said. Are you serious? There is no way I'm stepping a foot that house. I'm going home, Hannah said and walked away. Maybe Hannah was right. I think we should go home, Charlie said. Come on, guys, don't be cowards. Because what's the worst thing that can happen? I said. At first, they looked at each other, but they agreed we stepped into the house. The moment we got inside the door, closed, so did all the windows. I tried to open the door because I thought it was the strong wind, but it was impossible to open. We were trapped inside. All of us started panicking. Hi, Fred Daddy. Hi, Daniel. Welcome in. Oh my God. We should listen to Hannah. We should never come in. We are gonna die here, Millie said, horrified with a shaky voice. Then we heard a loud scream coming from outside. It sounded like Hannah. We are scared, scream for fear. I tried to be supportive and to calm the argument and said maybe that wasn't Hannah, and maybe we should not panic and let's go upstairs and see if there's a way out. Don't you see how huge this house is? It's like a place we are going to get completely lost. We should never listen to you and come in. This is all you fault. And whatever happened to Hannah, whatever would happen to us, it will be on you, Carol said famously through tears. I was hurt by what she said, but she was right. It was all my fault. If I never offered to come in, none of this would happen. You are right in my. It was my fault, all of it, and I will do anything to bring back time. But I can't. What done is done. So what are we going to do now? Huh? Are we gonna go and try to find a way out of here? Or are we gonna stay here and wait for the murder to come here and kill us all? I said. I was waiting for apologies to be honest, but I don't think it was the time for that. We started going up there with so many floors and more than 40 rooms. The house was a palace. We entered a room. There was so much dust in it, like no one has entered it in years, or so we thought. We turned on the flashlight and we saw footprints and drops of blood, and while we were looking at them, bats started flying at us. We saw a door leading to another room, so we quickly went in another room. Another mystery. This room was even creepier, and it smelled very bad. There were 30 coffins. We were curious what was in them. So we opened one of them. We screamed and dropped the flashlight. When we saw what was in the coffin there was a dead body stabbed with a knife. That's where the smell was coming from, in the coffin. There was a piece of paper with the name of the person. And the day they were killed, we opened the other 8 coffins. It was the same dead body stabbed with a knife and a piece of paper. But, but what was weird is that no matter what year they were killed. Hey, Kate, 31st October, when we opened the ninth coffin, we were horrified by what we saw, or should I say, who we saw. It was Hannah. So the person that we heard scream was really Hannah. But what's even scarier is that the murderer is here, somewhere in the house, and he probably knew we were here. My friends wanted to get out of the room, but I was curious to see what's in the room and the other three coffins. The coffins were empty, and there was a piece of paper in each. The name were Mike, Cain, Clara, Gilbert, and Abelina Partridge. What? Those were our names on the date of death said 31/10/2022. So that means he wants us dead now. We ran out of the room, but we figured out there was a problem. We got completely lost. The house was like a maze. No matter where you go or what room you enter, it's like walking in circles. And there is no way out, at least not one. We could find we were so lost that we couldn't even get from where we started. We entered another room. On the door was written with in big letters, my family. There were 6 coffins. The PSYCHOPATH murder has killed his whole family. The names of the coffins were Gina, Daniel, Samantha, Lewis, Linda, and Sarah Carmen. Weird, those names sound familiar. I thought to myself, and it cracked they were our neighbors or they moved out a few years ago. When I was a little, but Mrs. and Mr. Carmen had an older son as well. I think his name was Raphael Carrel, but since he wasn't on the list, that means that he is the murderer. Raphael Carmen, the murderer. I screamed out loud. But when I turned around, noticed my friends weren't here. There was blood on the floor. As well, I was sure there wasn't blood when we entered, where my friends did. They found a way out and didn't tell me. Maybe they were still mad at me because I was one to tell them to come inside. All these questions were running through my head. Now I was completely lost and all by myself. I didn't know where to go. I was so scared because I was alone. I also have NYCTOPHOBIA, which is an extreme fear of the dark. I was scared that the murder, or should I say, Raphael, was gotten so up and I wouldn't even be able to see him. Also, my flashlight was running out of battery, so I had to turn it off and save it for emergency. Even through all of this terrific, I was walking in the halls when I heard Melody. Couldn't hear it very well at first, but as I got closer, I realized it was a piano. Who was that? Was that a murderer playing tricks on me and trying to scare me? as much as possible? Or was that my friend who might be sleeping in this house? I was confused and scared, and all these questions were running through my head. As I got closer to the piano, I realized that no one was playing it. It was playing by itself. What the hell? I was so confused. Was this Gary Kid house haunted now? I wanted to run, but I was curious to figure out what was up with the piano. I started investigation while you doing, so I heard footsteps. They were too loud not to be heard. I saw a person in the shadow walking slowly towards me. I started freaking out. Hello, I yelled at the person stupidly, hoping that it was my friends. But as the person got closer to me, I realized that wasn't my friends, but Raphael. He was missing an eye, and in his right hand had a huge kitchen knife. I was so scared, I screamed and started running. I hid in a room. My heart was pounding so hard. I wish I was we already did so I wouldn't have to go through all of this. After a little while, I realized I was in a room full of coffins with dead bodies. Inside them, I opened my friends when I saw the bodies inside so they didn't abandon me. They were killed by Raphael. I was desecrated and furious. I wanted Raphael dead. I fell on the floor and started crying. Then I screamed so loud out of my sadness. Then I realized that what I have done, that murder has possibly hurt me. Why I was hoping that he didn't hear me. I heard those loud and scary footsteps. Again, they were so close, I figured out I couldn't run no more. I knew it was the end of the path. They were probably the last minute, maybe even seconds of my life. It was game over. Raphael won. Then I thought of the coffin, and it so quickly laid in it and closed it. Then I heard the door open. It was him. I held my breath. I couldn't hear him walking around. After a few minutes, I heard the door close. I was getting relieved because I thought he left. And then suddenly my coffin was open. It was Raphael, and he never left. Then he stabbed me with that huge knife filled with blood. I saw the cruelty in his eyes, while I felt a huge pain in my chest, and I have never felt before. All the great and beautiful memories that I had with my family, my friends, appearing in front of me. I was just too scared to let go. I just wasn't ready to say goodbye, not even to my older sister, who used to piss me off. But there were a charm in that too. I felt the tears coming out of my eyes. While my life was slipping away, then I heard, "Honey, wake up. It's your favorite day of the year. It's Halloween." I suddenly woke up. What the hell was that all a dream? Because it didn't feel as a dream at all. And nor did the pain, I thought myself. Mom, did I die? What is happening? I asked my mom. She looked so confused. Sweetheart, what are you talking about? Boys, this is a joke. You are making this very creepy and confusing. Jokes to scare me because it's Halloween. Right, she said. and then she started laughing at me. But I wasn't joking. I had no idea all about what Halloween. I got lost between the really and the dreams. But wait, did she say Halloween? I quickly got out of my bed and checked the date on my phone. It said 31st October. I was losing my mind. I was so confused that I just wanted to leave this house. But when I said house, it instantly reminded me the Gideon's house that morning. I ate my breakfast quickly and left. On my way to school, I tried to convince myself that it was all a dream, but it was getting harder and harder for me to believe in the pretty much every car that I wanted went by on my way to school. With the same, I thought I might be making that up, but then it was clear that wasn't. When a red car almost hit me, I arrived at my school. I tried convincing myself that it was just a coin, COINCIDENCE in class. I was so lost in my thoughts, I haven't even realized that my teacher was yelling at me for minutes. When the class was finally over, I had lunch in the canteen with my friends. I was so happy to see them alive and well. I was lost in my thoughts again when my friend Hannah was trying to snap me out of it. Girl, what's up with you today? You seem so weird and lost. Holiday, is there anything that we should know or concern of? Claire asked with a worried look on her face. Nah, I'm fine. I just didn't get enough sleep. You know, me. Even I sleep for a whole day, it wouldn't be enough, I said, not to look suspicious. After that, it was silence until Millie said, Guys, I think we should go trick or treating. Trick or treating? I asked. Yes, trick or treating. Do we need to spell it out for you? Charlie said, No, I know what trick or treating is, I said. Now I kind of knew that my dream was coming true, but I wasn't convinced that it was a dream anymore. Everything was so weird, no matter what I tried, I just couldn't come up with any idea of what was happening to me. Then I tried not to think of it too much. I admit there were a few changes, and maybe those small areas were just contingencies, and maybe I could try to avoid those things from happening. Guys, I don't think it's a good idea that we go trick or treating. How about all of you come to my house and watch scary movies? I said, No, we can do that every single other day, but we can't trick or treat only once a year. So we go trick or treat, and if you don't want to come, then don't, Hannah said. I kept trying to convince them not to go, but they didn't want to listen, and I decided to go with them in case something bad happens. When I got home after school, my mom was decorating the garden. I helped her a little, and then I started getting ready for trick or treating. I got out of a house on my way to meet my friends. While I was on my way, I saw a man in blood with a huge knife. My jaw dropped when I saw him, and my heart was pounding. It was the same guy who killed me in the dream or whatever that was. What if he saw me? I started running as fast as I could, towards my friend. They were worried when they saw me. Hey, Abby, are you all right? What are you wanting? Millie asked. Guys, we need to go home right now. There is something very dangerous going on. There was the man I saw who had blood all over him and had a huge knife in his hand. He is a murderer. Trust me, we need to go home right now, I said. While I tried to catch my breath, they looked at each other and a few seconds later they started laughing. Hey, why are you laughing? It isn't funny. I'm serious. We all gotta die. I yelled. What? You saw a scary custom and now you want to go home. Please stop. Acting like a baby who doesn't understand anything. It is Halloween. It's nothing for people to have blood all over them and carry a fake knife with them so they can't scare people like you now. If you would excuse us, we have some houses to go to. Clara said and pushed me away. I shut up my mouth and moved on with because I had no choice. One, if I went home, the murderer might see me on the way and kill me, and I was scared. Two, I couldn't just leave my friends to, hmm, what his name again? Oh yeah, Raphael. While we were trick or treating, I quickly went to a store with all my friends, noticing me and I bought a knife. I know you might think I'm crazy right now, but I had to make sure we were safe. I know I'm not professional at stabbing like that guy, and trust me, I don't even want to be. No, I want to use this knife, but I was scared, so I had to carry a weapon. When we were done trick or treating, Carol suggested we should go check out that house. I quickly said no. The others were doubting too at first, which made me happy since I don't want to go through the nightmare again. But after Clara somehow made them agree that we should check it out. No, are you crazy? We're not going there. You have no idea what is in there. All of you is really dangerous. I yelled. I don't want it's wrong with you today. But stop. Ruin our day and shut up and go home, Carol said. No, don't you dare to shh me. I've been following you all day and risking my life just so you can enjoy your life and stay alive, but I'm tired all right. I can't do this anymore. Trying to save everybody's lives while putting me in danger, putting my mind in danger. And Carol, I'm tired of pointing you from the edge. If you want to jump, jump, but don't bring everyone with you, I said angrily. Then I turned to everyone else and said, I know you can't understand any of what I'm saying, but please, now let us go home and I will try to explain everything. I said part of my great speech. Everyone smiled at me when I saw Raphael behind my friends. He stepped on it and made it. No, I screamed, and I quickly got carried hand and we started running with tears in our eyes, filled with sadness and rage of this loss of our friends while the murder was chasing us. While we were running, Clara tripped on a walk and fell. I knew I wasn't going to get to her before Raphael. No matter how I hurt, I wanted to save her. I knew that I couldn't, but he didn't know that I knew I wanted to revenge all my friends. When Raphael got to her, he started stabbing her with the knife. I took that as an opportunity to stab him in the back. Oh God, that felt gorgeous. Having his blood all over me, that's like that's his had my friend's blood and every other person he can all over him, seeing the spark in his eyes disappear and watching his love slipping away while he begged me to help him. I was so happy that he was finally dead. Then I called the police. They quickly come to the location. They took me in the ambulance so that those doctors can see if I got hurt. When the police checked the house, they said all the bodies they found were drained from blood and 4 coffins were empty. Even though there were traces that some people were in them, I didn't really care. I was just glad everything was over, even through a mist. My friends, black hair, also, I didn't get punished for the judge for killing Raphael Kamen because it was self defense. When I woke up the next morning, I was scared to check the date. What it was 31st October again. And the day was repeating again, but thank God it wasn't. It was 1st November. Who would say I would be happy for a new day coming? The day the school was canceled because of my friend's death. I went to the funeral. I was so sad I cried for hours, but I realized that tears can't change anything. They can bring them back, so I made a vow to myself that I would never let myself cry ever again. You all probably think that is the end of the story, but you bet it isn't. This is the beginning of every story. Well, chapter 2 is coming. You guys look around. It might come tonight or tomorrow. Guys, take it easy. You want to see me tonight or tomorrow? Bye.